You're listening to The Luxury Item, the podcast on the business of luxury and the people and companies that are shaping the future of the luxury industry. Here's your host, Scott Kerr.
For centuries, beauty was seen as a virtue in the arts. From the height of Greek art to the Renaissance to Victorian times, beauty was viewed as an eternal, transcendent quality that was highly valued in art. It was something that allowed the audience to transcend the real world into the ideal one. One Swiss luxury beauty brand has made art core to its positioning. The brand is Valmont. For over 30 years, Valmont has been known for its renowned anti-aging skincare products and exceptional perfumes that draw upon both nature and science. Valmont is also fiercely dedicated to the promotion of contemporary art and plays a role in every initiative of the luxury Swiss beauty brand. It's no surprise that Valmont's motto is where art meets beauty. My special guests on The Luxury Item are husband and wife duo that own and run Valmont, Sophie and Didier Guillon. Their individual talents and mutual passions for science, innovation, cosmetics, and art have helped build and grow the Valmont brand into a highly successful business with loyal customers. Welcome to The Luxury Item, Sophie and Didier.
Hello,
Thank
Scott.
you. Hello, Scott. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so thrilled to have you both on. Well, first, I have to congratulate you on opening up the first Valmont-operated boutique in the United States right here in New York City at the newly renovated Carlyle Hotel. Why was now the right time to open up a new La Maison Valmont in the United States? And why was New York City and the Carlyle the right entry points here in the US?
It's obvious it was like meant to be because the Carlyle is a very specific, iconic place, and they were looking for a very high-end luxury cosmetic brand. And here they found Valmont, and Valmont has been, building our notoriety in the US over 15 years now, and the results are so amazing that the encounter between the Carlyle and La Maison Valmont was quite obvious. So this is a start. This is the place to be. And for New Yorkers, it's a reference. So we're so proud to be here, really.
Add that in 2018 and 19, I had two exhibitions on Broadway. Mm-hmm. And the objective was to put a first step to create a small, I would say, knowledge outside of just products, and to see what could be the response of the New Yorkers to the notion of when art meets beauty. Mm-hmm. And the response was very good. And we decided to start looking for location. Actually, the first location we found was on Green Street in Seoul. And when the pandemic arrived, we decided to postpone. And thanks to this decision, very good decision, we had the chance to be in contact with the Carlyle. And for us, Carlyle is a strategic location in New York. Hillside, perfect location, not far from the museum. It's why we are so happy to be.
Not far from Gagosian.
Yeah, not far from Gagosian. And we are very happy to be here today.
So Valmont was already an established company and had a following in the 1980s with cellular therapy products. And Didier, you led the buyout of Valmont Cosmetics in the late 1980s. You were working at the Expand Science group at the time. What was the business potential that you saw in Valmont Cosmetics?
The laboratory sent me to do a due diligence of this company. Valmont. And when I arrived in Switzerland, it was my first trip. It was sunny. I never saw a so beautiful country, and I had the feeling that Switzerland could be the best sustainable country in Europe, and why not in the world. The brand, of course, was very interesting, but all the environment around the brand could be a fantastic opportunity to develop new concepts.
And today, the Valmont Group is made up of 4 pillar beauty brands, and each of those brands are, very unique in its own right. So can you talk about each of those brands and how they're driving growth for Valmont?
I will leave the 2 first pillars to Sophie, but the 2 other pillars.
Yeah, well, the brand started, of course, with the major signature, which is Valmont, stemming from the scientific part of Switzerland. So it was very obvious, very legitimate to continue the research on cellular cosmetics. And this is how, little by little, we built our notoriety in the world. Now we're present in 52 countries, and the US is definitely a place where we want to grow.
That's the skincare line, right, Sophie?
Yeah, Valmont is a skincare line based on the cellular cosmetics, which is really a cosmetic issued from Switzerland, because this is the only place where you can find cellular cosmetics. And the cellular cosmetics has specificity, really be biomimetic to the skin, meaning everything is absorbed by your skin and you radiate, so you can see the benefits of the brand very quickly. And then little by little, we created l'Elixir des Glaciers, which was nature empowered by science. So really, l'Elixir des Glaciers was a concentration of the beauty of Swiss nature driven to the whole world. That was our gift to the world. And this is definitely a brand now, individual brand made with 3 different lines that has been really appreciated and loved by many consumers in the world, because this is a brand that is 5 to 15 times more concentrated than Valmont, and the benefits can be seen overnight. Whereas with Valmont, you can see the benefit after 1 month on the regular routine. Little by little, we had our own territories with Didier, so I continued to take over the science and the developments, and also going into fundamental research, which was so interesting and so legitimate for us. And finally, we just created 2 years ago our collection of fragrances. So the first one was Stories Veneziane by Storie Veneziane that we designed together with 4 hands. And then I went on by myself with Collezione Privata, which is a collection just for women, to a seduction weapon collection. I love it. and the Palazzo Nobile, which is a collection of fresh scents for your own intimate satisfaction, olfactory satisfaction. And Didier is now really developing himself on art and having a great time expanding the art collection of our La Maison Valmont.
I just want to ask you one question about the Elixir de Glacier.
Yep.
That does that have the salmon DNA and the sturgeon DNA? That really struck me.
Yes. That has the salmon DNA, but Valmont has also salmon DNA, but the Elixir salmon DNA is going to be 5 times to 15 times more concentrated than Valmont. This explained the very specific positioning of the Elixir des Glaciers. And then we wanted to go even further into exclusivity and rarity. So we went into researching the DNA of a sturgeon. So we have our own park of sturgeons, and we deal with this farm of French sturgeons, and we do ourselves the extraction. So this is really sustainable in the way that we source, and we know where the source comes from, and it is what we call the organic sturgeon farm in France. So there's always running water so that the sturgeon don't get jammed into a tank where the water is not circulating. Here it's different. The water is always circulating. There's a round trip of the water. They always get fresh water. They have some specific medical care so that we know when it is time to take the caviar. And also, of course, we need the male sturgeon, which are sent to the restaurants, and we from there we take the sturgeon milk and we extract our DNA of sturgeon. We have a very close collaboration to the owner of this farm, which is organic, and we do share the same values.
Sophie talked about cosmetic and fragrance. I just want to add also concerning Storie Veneziane that if the cosmetic is cold because it's a scientific product, and for Valmont the inspiration is a clinic, we need to have warm products in the shop, in the store, and it's why we decided to launch our fragrance. Fragrances are warm compared to the cosmetic, which is cold. You see the difference.
Yep.
Well, going to the Maison Valmont, our third pillar, I would just remind that in the new world where we are, the digital is taking a big importance. You know, online sales are increasing.
Mm-hmm.
But we consider when we are in the luxury business, like Valmont, that we need a physical experience. And La Maison Valmont is the only place where we can invite you to share or to participate to this emotion and to discover the world of Valmont, the family, and the art. Why? Because art has been always a tool of differentiation for our communication at Valmont. And we need, and it was necessary to put art on the walls of our Maison Valmont. The difference between the Maison Valmont is that the artist we will put in New York will not be the same as the one we will put on the wall in Madrid. We select the artist in en fonction,
according
to the location. And in New York, we selected American artists. So you will see Sol Lewitt artworks. You will see Mark Tobin, big fan of Pollock, and you will see also very emotional small statue of a little girl we bought in New Orleans with Sophie and the children. The fourth pillar is the residence.
Mm-hmm.
We just opened the third one in Venice,
Mm-hmm.
and we will open the fourth one in Barcelona. So it's a possibility also to invite our friends, and one day, why not, to sell a program of experience in Venice, in Spain, with a cooking lesson, of a workshop on art, everything you need. If you want to ski and to have the helicopter dropping you at the top of the mountain, we can organize it for you. But we consider that in the Maison Valmont, we can be able to sell everything, including a destination like Venice, but with a program. It's not a Airbnb. Huh?
No.
We are not going to charge one night. It's a full program.
With
Right.
a butler and with somebody who's going to take care of your skin, of course, because it has to be, reference to Valmont. So no matter where the residence will be, there will be a massage, a facial minimum. And of course, then according to your own desire, this is meant for you, according to your interest, whether cultural interest or gastronomic interest or both, or musical. So you can choose your own program, but we will list what is available according to the location, and you choose the best top level experience that you wish for your own for your own sake. So this is a very high-end luxury destination, and I call that luxury leisure. This is really the travel, the experience,
ultimate,
both, and this is our
ultimate experience.
Our pathway together with Didier. This is our life, because it's been one generation that we've been doing this, and little by little we are two kind of creators, and we never let things drop. We have always a desire to go one step further. So this is where we're heading right now. This is the very ultimate experience with the Residence Valmont.
You know, great brands are able to form deep emotional connections with their customers because they stand for something that people care about. So what does Valmont stand for that your customers care about?
I think they understand that there are human beings behind the brand or the label. It's a family business owned, and then you have the two parents, but then we're starting now to speak of the three kids, of the options that they would take over. Now we're not so clear who's going to take over what, besides Maxence, the only boy in the family who's going to be the president of the foundation. But for the rest, the two daughters are thinking of their own territories, and that's the thing that makes the brand and the whole environment and the whole concept touchable, feasible. We can approach the people because we connect with the people. I like to do the master classes directly with people I can talk to. I'm always happy to hear comments, constructive comments or even criticism, no problem. We're here to build together with our customers and with our adepts of the people who belong to our world. Because today, definitely Valmont is not only a brand of cosmetics and a style of life, it's a way of thinking, it's a way of sharing values, and this is what we share with our customers.
If we want to reach or to obtain this level of excellence, Sophie and me are targeting, we need also to put on board the team. And we should never forget that in a company, the most important asset today, and especially in the luxury business, is people.
Yeah.
If you don't have something to, to give to the people, to put them on the same boat, with the same ambition, with sharing the same emotion, never you will succeed to do a very good product. So for me, it's the first objective before thinking to the clientele is thinking to our team.
Yeah.
Valmont positions itself as more than a beauty brand. The worlds of art and beauty can be combined to create this unique experience for customers, hence your motto, and art meets beauty. So while beauty has always been central to what art is, how does Valmont produce an art beauty experience that creates an emotional resonance with its customers? Do they get it? Your customers get how you project the brand to them?
Yeah, of course, with because it's all linked together with beauty, elegance, emotions. This is a world that is really obvious for us, and this is how we transfer this connection to our customers and also our partners and the people who work with us.
I think that everything is coherent, and it's a little bit arrogant to say that, but doesn't need to be explained. You live it when you're inside. You live it when you go inside a Maison Valmont. You live it. You live it when you go in a residence. The experience you will have definitely will welcome you in the Valmont world. Of course, we will organize treatment for you. If you are in Hydra, you will have the treatment on the terrace facing the sea with a spritz in one of your hands. If you are in Venice, if you like the concept, we will organize your treatment in the, home cinema.
In the home cinema?
Where you will see 2000 Space Odyssey, for example. Next year, it's Barry Lyndon,
Right.
So you're sitting in front of the movie. If you are in Verbier with a beautiful spa, it will be in the spa.
Because the brand, when we started, was the magician of time is Valmont. This is the slogan, the motto. And then with Elixir, it was because a beauty deserves a masterpiece. So little by little, what we're trying to explain is that this enchantment, this magic, we're transferring it into the experience of La Maison Valmont here in New York, but also in the residencies, because this is through when you walk and you get into the door and you pass the door, you will understand, because there is an atmosphere which takes you to the enchanting world of Didier and Sophie, actually. And Didier has such an amazing eye, a taste that is unforgiving, any disturbance, disharmony, that you belong to the place, you understand what magic means. And this is now the atmosphere that you have in the Residence Valmont. And it is so perfect that it's obvious it belongs there. The pieces of art have struck their places, and really everything is so obvious. And then when whatever you eat, because it's all gastronomic food, and whatever you create, because there's this connection in the master classes or the creation, the creativity workshops that you do, it belongs there.
And Sophie, we share the same passion. And don't forget that.
Which is what I want to ask you. You know, you share the same passions. You both have individual strengths that you bring to the company, and combined, obviously, it makes a powerhouse here. So how do you mesh together when you're launching new products or programs or partnerships?
Sophie has a full responsibility, and I don't have any doubt that whatever she creates will have, a fantastic, will be a success on the market. We deal, I would say, we deal together when it's a question of communication. Sophie wants a visual for a new fragrance she's going to launch. So she gives me, as if I was a mandate, and she asks me to do a brief. She gives me a brief and she says, I leave you total freedom. Can you come with a new visual? And the merchandising, it's me, but it doesn't. It's no problem to find the right, the good moment where we'll find exactly what we think is good for the brand.
I understand Didier's artistic expression, and then I translate it to the world. I'm fully in charge of the scientific part. This is really my play area, and I'm having fun there because I think of the textures, I think of the formulas. I'm the one who really gives the impulsion for the new launches and the new lines and the new products, and also the same for designing the fragrances. But now I'm pushing my passion to fundamental research, and I work on ingredients, materials, substances, elements. All this is mixed together in my brain, and then sometimes something comes out because we're starting from scratch. Sometimes doesn't work, but that's definitely my area, which I keep quite secret, because what I share with the world is definitely the common point, the common territory and area that we share together with Didier is most of the time we agree on artistic opinions. The way he assembles it in the residences in La Maison Valmont, that is amazing. This is something I cannot do because he has his gift there. So he knows how to put it together so that when it's done, you just say, oh, this is obvious. This is the way it's meant to be. Two destinies that were meant to build together, from the brand to art of living and to the luxury leisure of Les Résidences Valmont.
If we want to transmit the company to our children, we need to show that we have a big complicity. Because if we fight, I don't think they, brother and sister, they will have the capacity to reproduce what we did.
Right.
They will have the feeling that working together is a nightmare. But seeing that Sophie and me, we have this complicity, they will say, yes, if they did it, we can do it. And it's what we hope.
And Didier, you come from a long line of artists, art lovers, and art collectors. You know, you being a major art collector and artist and philanthropist yourself, it's essentially in your DNA. So when did you realize that your passion for the beauty of art can be applied to the art of beauty?
When I had to find a solution to, Sophie was not at that time in the company, but I had to find, I would say, a sort of a pattern or something to communicate, which definitely wouldn't be to pay very high price to a model. And this model, 4 or 5 years later, should have to be changed because getting older, she couldn't represent the brand, which is for me totally stupid. So art is, how do you say, timeless? Art is timeless. So it's the best, for me, is the best tool, the best element to communicate on Valmont.
And you gave birth to the Fondation Valmont, an institution that not only hosts your personal art collection, but it also is dedicated to the promotion of contemporary art by supporting young artists. How did the Fondation Valmont come about in the first place?
Alors, first of all, the Fondation Valmont doesn't have the objective to collect artworks to be stored in warehouses. The objective of the Fondation Valmont is to support young artists to buy artworks to be exhibited in the Maison Valmont or in the Résidence Valmont. Personally, if you ask me how many artworks you have in your collection, I would say nothing. Personally, I don't have anything. If you ask me in New York, how many artworks do you have on the wall? I would say around 15, something like this. Mm-hmm. In Madrid, it will be the same. In Résidence Valmont in Venice, it's more than 30. And the objective is to do a switch, to change all the time. So the visitors who already went to Venice would see something different on the wall. So I think art is a very interesting element to invite or to welcome the visitors in something which is really alive, something different. It's not cold. It's like if you are in your house, you love to see, I don't know, paintings or artworks on the wall. For me, it's something I need to live with it.
It's obvious, it's easy for you because this is a signature of your pattern. It is. When you walk into La Maison Valmont, no matter where in Europe, like in Germany or here or in Paris, you can see the signature of Didier's choice. And then you enter the world of Didier and Sophie. And this is what is really transmitted because he positions his own choices, you know. Il a des partis pris. How do you say partis pris? It's mean
commitment.
You have your own commitments. There is like a red thread in all the pieces that Didier chooses, and it makes like a pattern, like a signature of his collection.
The best place to understand the global world of Valmont, and I would say the four pillars, it's really Venice.
Yeah.
Why? Because we will organize, if you join us, if you go to Venice, we will organize for you. You will tell us first what you like. If you don't like to visit the museum, we are not going to organize for you some visit in the museum. But if you like food, we will propose you to go with the chef to the fish market. If you don't like fish, we will go to the veggie market, and we will propose to you to cook with the chef. This is something which is done in a lot of restaurants, but this you will do in the residence where you will stay a couple of days or even more if you like. And we will take you to Murano. We will show you, you will visit
how to blow glass. So it's very private and it's very ultimate experiences. So
right.
It is not like a luxury Airbnb. It's definitely something very unique and that you will always remember because you have your eyes full of art, and all your five senses are going to be aroused with extreme experiences that are beautiful experiences that it's worth a lifetime.
We're also seeing younger people are more interested in buying art, more than ever before. And we know they are transforming the beauty industry as well. Do you think the art meets beauty message resonates with younger audiences?
The best answer I can give you, if you go to Paris, you will see in the window of our Maison Valmont, Rue de Castiglione, in the Hotel Le Meurice, you will see a surfboard, you will see ski, you will see glasses, you will see a full collection of items which don't have anything to do with cosmetics, but which are a message to the young generation. Go inside the store and ask how much you have to pay for a surfboard. Our team in China, they already ordered more than 10. And I said, why do you buy 10 surfboards, guys? You don't surf. You don't have waves to surf in China. He said, I put it in the Maison Valmont in China because I want to catch the audience of the young generation.
Right.
Yeah, because the colors are very pop, they are very striking, and this is your way. Didier is the visual part of our group, so he attracts by very bright colors and of course all these elements for sport. And as for myself, it's that's definitely a challenge to pass the from one generation to another for the beauty products. So I have a different communication in terms of the new line that is coming up. We're not addressing wrinkles anymore. We're not addressing hydration or specific problems and solutions of the skin. We're talking global. We're talking sustainability. We're talking nature. I changed the color code. So I'm going more into a collection that is going to be smoother, less scientific, even if it is efficient. But I'm not putting this forward. I'm putting the harmony because this is going, the green, white, and golden is going to change into pink, polished glass, and gray. So these are colors that are more pastel, they are more in subtlety, and they will address a new generation more in globality of beauty, meaning beauty is part of their life. They don't have to interrogate and wonder about the place of beauty products, sunscreen, formulas. Is it good? Is it sustainable or no? It's more, it's obvious. It's part of your life. It's part of your tomorrow's life. And there's no interrogation. There's no distance anymore between the beauty products and the individual. It's part of your life. So I changed the color codes to make it more closer to the individual, less medical, less laboratory, and much more you're fusing into nature. Because in the new collection that I'm launching, which is called Luminosity, you have Swiss Alps plants that are going to bring you a piece of nature in the world of modernity, in the world of city, like New York, you see. So this is our tribute. This is our gift to the whole world. We're sharing our commitment and our proximity to nature.
Which leads me, you're proud parents of 3 children. So have you brought them into the fold of the Valmont business, and have they been influencing your social media and product development strategies and targeting a younger audience?
Yeah, well, the new generation, I say every family has a Greta in their teenagers. We have one, so we have to behave. We have to pay attention of how, because we have been educated very differently, So now we pay attention to separating the garbage and our attitude to recycling and recycling, and also our attitude to water. I mean, we're not leaving the water run, and well, we're changing our attitude. So we do listen to the new generation, and we unfortunately we were not raised this sensitivity, but they did influence us for sure.
Our son, Maxence, will be the next president of the Fondation Valmont, January.
I did not know that. Now everybody knows. How many global markets make up Valmont's business footprint at this point?
The largest market is still China. But the US is
for every brand.
growing.
It's the same.
Yeah, because of the numbers they have. I mean,
then US,
Russia.
But if you take globally Europe and you include Russia, Mr. Putin would be very happy to see that we include Russia in the global Europe. It's a third market. Before the objective was to have, I would say, one third in Asia, one third in US, one third in Europe. This is not anymore. Now China will represent in the future, I would say, 40% of the business. And US, I think, more 30%, even more with the digital. And Europe, which was a very important but it's decreasing. And I would say 20 to 25% would come from Europe. Europe has a major problem. They have to reinvent completely their model because they were just working with the tourists. And now they are not anymore tourists.
Right.
Europe.
So why China? Why is China number one? Is it the sheer size, or is it something about the customers and the appeal of Valmont?
Both, because the size is huge, but also the Chinese and the Asians, they have been brought up with a very close relationship with beauty and skincare products. So they use much more skincare than fragrances. And now fragrances are picking up, but also the last part of the market is makeup. Number one is definitely skincare with the Asians, and then perfumes now, and then makeup. So we're lucky because we have the two first parts, and we are still very strong with cosmetics. So we're definitely very popular in China and in Hong Kong. I have to say that the team that built the notoriety is very dynamic. They stick to the products. They know what they're selling. They know
they
their
are spending.
offer.
And they are
They
spending
and also in their habits, they spend a lot.
like Americans.
Like Americans, they enjoy life. They are big spenders, and I mean, this is the way they apprehend life. I mean, it's not by retaining and putting all their money in the bank and make
Right.
savings. This is a European attitude to money. Europe, as Didier said, has to change its behavior and it's the way it's facing life because it's based on fear. So fear makes them put all their savings into banks and then they don't enjoy life. They don't spend. They don't. But they are very
And
spiritual. For
people
sure.
are, when in US, it's if you are succeeding in your business,
Yeah,
it's normal
yeah,
that you
yeah.
have
In
Right.
Europe, it's not good to have money. If you have money, you have to hide it,
You
and
have to hide
you
it.
can't express it through the goods that you can you have. It's a different attitude, and it's a little bit frustrating, I would say, because
And while many industries struggled to take the leap into the digital space when the pandemic hit, beauty and cosmetics were able to transition quickly and adapt to new and innovative technologies that would succeed in-person shopping experiences. E-commerce has been a very small percentage of Valmont's business 2 years ago. Has that changed?
yes, it has changed. We went from 2% to more than 10% now, including pure players and stuff. But we're still on the go of developing, especially in the US, because the Americans are the number one digital marketplace.
Mhm.
And the Chinese also, but we're way behind in China for that. For the Americans, we're picking up, but still a lot of work to go ahead.
So how do you see the brand evolving in the next 5 years?
Oh, the digital is going to be very important for us. Well, we have sufficient material. It's just a matter of, putting all these human beings to agree all together and being efficient on the front line and all together at the right time. And this is the importance of a team action and team efficacy. So this is what we're still trying to figure out and put together, but it's not that easy.
new Maison Valmont. We can inform you that in 2024, we want, and it's definitely our objective, to open a Maison Valmont in LA,
Los Angeles.
Los
Yeah.
Angeles, downtown, I don't know, or Santa Barbara, or we have to see.
Montecito.
Montecito.
I would love
Oh, very nice.
Everybody is talking about Montecito.
Montecito is the place to be. Everybody needs a facial from Valmont in Montecito.
That's your new ad campaign.
Yes.
So Sophie and Didier, my final question is the luxury item question, which I ask all my guests. I'm going to ask this to you separately and answer separately. So if you were stranded on a deserted island and you could only have one single luxury item with you, what would that luxury item be? It can't be any form of air transportation or anything that requires mobile service, nothing to get you off the island. It's just you surrounded by sand, some palm trees, and water. What would that one luxury item you would have with you?
Very easy for me. A book
A book. Any particular book or just a book?
is a luxury item or not.
Yep.
Yes, I can consider a book, and the biggest book. I don't know which kind of book, but I
The
want
Bible.
And what about you, Sophie?
Oh, for me, it's very simple. Prime renewing pack. Of everybody have to have one. Like everybody have to have a book. But I mean, prime renewing pack is the best friend, the lover, the sister, the mother, the child. It's
But-
everything all together.
You don't have a mirror.
No.
You are alone on the
No,
island.
but it
Nobody
makes
is
me
going
feel
to
good.
see-
No.
Nobody is
I don't
going
want to
to
see
see you.
myself. I want to feel good. You know,
Uh-huh.
when you put prime renewing pack on your skin, it makes you feel good because you feel fresh and you can go and fight for the world and you can really achieve no matter what you wish, you can get it.
Both good answers. I love it. Sophie and Didier Guillon of Valmont, thank you so much for joining me on the luxury item.
Thank you,
Thank
Scott.
you, Scott. It was
and
a pleasure.
Don't forget our invitation.
That's it for this episode of the Luxury Item Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this useful and entertaining, I would be really grateful if you can share it with a friend or colleague. I would love it if you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And while you're there, be sure to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. It really helps other listeners find us. The Luxury Item Podcast is a production of Silvertone Consulting. I'm your host, Scott Kerr. Until next time.